Hello dear students. Today let's talk about what is a system and what are its types. Now let's consider a hot cup of tea. On investigating this cup, you can say the color of the tea is brown. Second, fumes are escaping, indicating there is matter transfer. Third, that the cup is hot, indicating there is the high energy associated with that tea and that's escaping to the surroundings also. So this part which is under investigation is referred to as a system, and the remaining portion which is surrounding this system we call it as surroundings. So we can say system is actually a working setup which is under investigation. We call that system. And now the surrounding part of this system is referred to as surroundings. Now the boundary that separates system from surroundings is referred to as a boundary or wall. This boundary can be of two types. One is rigid and the next is a variable boundary. Rigid boundary, in rigid boundary there is no volume change at all, so delta V will be equal to 0, while as in case of variable boundary or variable wall there is the volume change, therefore delta V will not be equal to 0. So there is the change of volume in variable boundary. This variable boundary can be of three types. Number one is permeable boundary or permeable wall. In this permeable wall there is the matter as well as energy transfer. So there is mass transfer, that's why delta M is not equal to 0. So there is change of mass with the surroundings, and there is energy transfer also, as you can see from the hot cup of tea, that with the passage of time the hotness of that cup gets decreased, it gets to the colder side, indicating that there is the energy transfer from that cup which was under investigation as a system, and it transfers its energy to the remaining part of this system. We call that surroundings. So that's why there is energy transfer also. Such a wall or such a boundary which allows mass transfer as well as energy transfer, we call that permeable boundary or permeable wall. And the next is impermeable or diathermal wall. In this particular boundary there is no mass exchange, but there is energy exchange with the surroundings. So that's why delta M is 0 and delta E is not equal to 0, indicating there is energy change. So energy can be transferred from system to surroundings and vice versa, but there is no mass exchange at all. The third is adiabatic wall. In this particular case delta Q is equal to 0, which means there is no heat exchange. So heat can neither be exchanged from system to surroundings, nor it can be exchanged from surroundings into the system. These are the three types of walls, that's permeable, impermeable or diathermal, and we have adiabatic wall also, which comes in the category of variable walls. Now, depending upon the type of boundary, based on the type of boundary or wall, we have classified systems into three categories. So number one is open system. In open system, the boundary is permeable boundary, which allows both matter as well as energy to get transferred to the surroundings. The example is the hot cup of tea, as talked about earlier. The second is closed system. In this the wall is diathermal, which means there is energy exchange but no mass exchange at all. So examples could be any closed vessel in which we cannot transfer mass at all, but there is energy transfer. And one thing you must remember is in diathermal wall that it should not be isolated. It should be a conducting wall. There must be a conducting wall. And now third is insulating system. In this particular system, the walls are adiabatic, indicating there is no heat exchange between system as well as surroundings. So the best example of isolated system is universe. Or you can have a closed vessel in which the walls are isolated, means that walls are non-conducting, so that it cannot transfer mass nor it can transfer energy. So non-conducting walls. So in case of isolated system, we have non-conducting walls. In case of closed system, we have conducting walls. That's important. Now the third is based on the phase of that system. We have two types of systems. One is homogeneous system, in which there is single phase, and the next is heterogeneous system, in which the phase is a multi-phase. So I hope you understand it. If you like my videos, please do not hesitate to subscribe my channel. Thank you very much.